Picture this. It's 6 p.m. on a Tuesday. You walk into the kitchen, you see the leftovers in the fridge. Maybe a slice of pizza calling your name, maybe last night's pasta. And you do something almost unthinkable in modern American life. You close the fridge. You pour yourself a glass of water. And you tell yourself, not tonight. That's it. One small decision. But here's what you don't realize. In that exact moment, deep inside your body, a massive biochemical revolution is quietly kicking off. Your pancreas is starting to clock out. Your fat cells are beginning to tremble. And inside your brain, a tiny command center called the hypothalamus is rapidly redistributing energy across your entire system. All of it happening, and you can't feel a thing. So here's the question. What if you skipped dinner every single night for 30 straight days? Not starving yourself, not crash dieting, just scientifically structured intermittent fasting. Would your body get stronger, or would it break down? Would you lose muscle, or burn fat? Would your brain get sharper, or foggier? Today, we're going to walk through every single phase of those 30 days with the hardest science I can give you and show you exactly what's happening inside your body, hour by hour, week by week. Let's start with a fact almost nobody talks about. Your body is not a fuel-efficient machine. Not even close. Right now, as you're listening to this, roughly 37 trillion cells inside you are simultaneously burning energy, producing waste, and repairing damage. This process never stops. Not when you're asleep. Not when you're binge-watching Netflix on the couch. Not even when you think you're doing absolutely nothing. And every bit of that energy comes from one place: the food you eat. When food enters your stomach, your pancreas releases a hormone called insulin. Think of insulin as a master key. It unlocks the doors of your cells and ushers glucose from your blood inside, where it gets converted into ATP, the universal energy currency your body runs on. But here's where the modern American diet creates a hidden trap. If you eat 3 meals a day, plus snacks, plus that mid-afternoon Starbucks run, your insulin levels stay elevated almost all day long. And when insulin is constantly high, your body does something quietly devastating. It locks your fat cells shut. It refuses to let you tap into stored fat for energy. It's like having $10,000 in your savings account, but someone keeps stuffing $20 bills into your hand all day long, so you never need to make a withdrawal. The savings just sit there, untouched, growing. But the moment you skip dinner, that cycle finally breaks. Days 1 through 3. Your body enters what I'll call the shock phase. It's 7 in the evening, you haven't eaten, your blood sugar starts to drop. Insulin levels follow it down, and your brain immediately picks up on the change. It sends an emergency signal to your liver. Activate the backup reserves. Your liver is like an on-call power station. It starts breaking down stored glycogen into glucose, releasing it into your bloodstream to keep your blood sugar stable. Scientists call this glycogenolysis. Your liver holds about 400 to 500 calories of glycogen, enough to keep you running for roughly 12 to 16 hours. During this phase, you'll probably feel some hunger. Your stomach might growl. You might feel an empty, restless sensation. But here's the truth. You are not actually starving. Your stomach is just doing what it's been trained to do for years. It's pumping out gastric acid right on schedule, expecting a dinner that isn't coming. This hunger is a conditioned reflex, not a biological emergency. Research from the National Institutes of Health shows this kind of habitual hunger naturally fades within 20 to 30 minutes. Remember that number, because most people quit on day 1, defeated by exactly 20 minutes of mild discomfort. Days 4 through 7. Now something genuinely fascinating happens. Your liver glycogen reserves are running dry. Your body faces a choice: burn muscle protein for fuel or pivot to fat. And this right here is the question that scares people most. Will skipping dinner make me lose muscle? Stay with me. As insulin keeps dropping, another hormone surges into action. It's called glucagon. If insulin is the bouncer locking the door, glucagon is the locksmith picking it open. It signals your fat cells to release fatty acids into your bloodstream. Those fatty acids travel to your liver, and your liver transforms them into a special kind of fuel called ketones. Ketones are your body's backup generator. When the main grid, glucose, runs low, the generator fires up and starts feeding clean energy to your brain, your heart, your muscles. And here's the kicker: this generator runs cleaner than the main grid. Research from Harvard Medical School shows that ketones produce significantly fewer reactive oxygen species, fewer free radicals, than glucose does. Translation: your cells run on ketones with less metabolic exhaust, less wear and tear. Within roughly 7 days, your body completes the switch from sugar burner to fat burner. This metabolic flip is the single most important physiological event of the entire 30-day experiment. Days 8 through 14. You enter what most people describe as feeling lighter, sharper, almost cleaner. The number on the scale starts dropping noticeably. But here's a truth most influencers won't tell you. Most of that early weight loss is not fat. Every gram of glycogen stored in your body is bound to roughly 3 grams of water. As your glycogen depletes, that water flushes out with it. So a chunk of what you see on the bathroom scale that first week is actually water weight. That's not a bad thing, but you need to know it so you don't set unrealistic expectations. Real fat burning, the kind that reshapes your body, accelerates from this phase forward. Meanwhile, something deeper is happening inside your cells. Scientists gave it a name that sounds almost mystical: autophagy. Imagine inside every one of your cells, there's a tiny cleanup crew. Most of the time, these workers stand around, waiting. They only spring into action when food intake drops and the cell senses mild stress. Then they get to work. They identify damaged proteins, broken mitochondria, accumulated cellular junk. They wrap it up, break it down, and recycle the raw materials into brand new cellular components. In 2016, Japanese scientist Yoshinori Osumi won the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine for discovering exactly how this process works. And research now shows that intermittent fasting is one of the most reliable known triggers for activating autophagy. The activation of autophagy has been directly linked to slowed aging, lower cancer risk, and improved outcomes in neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. Your body is performing a deep cellular spring cleaning. Have you ever experienced this? You get slammed at work, you forget to grab lunch, and by late afternoon, instead of crashing, your mind feels weirdly sharp, focused, almost electric. Drop a comment if that's happened to you, because there's a beautiful scientific reason behind it. When your body switches to ketone fuel, your brain gets something it rarely gets on the standard American diet: stable energy. With glucose, your blood sugar swings up after meals and crashes down between them. High blood sugar makes you sleepy. Low blood sugar makes you anxious and irritable. But ketones deliver a smooth, even supply of fuel. Your brain stays at a steady operating level. A research team at Stanford University found that during light fasting states, the brain releases more norepinephrine, a neurotransmitter directly tied to focus and memory. This is evolutionary intelligence at work. When food was scarce, our ancestors needed sharper minds to find more food, not foggier ones. Drowsiness during a famine would have been a death sentence. Days 15 through 21. You've reached the most pivotal turning point of the entire 30 days. By now, your body has fully adapted to its new eating rhythm. That nagging evening hunger? It's almost gone. And no, this isn't because your willpower magically got stronger. It's because a hormone called ghrelin, your hunger hormone, has recalibrated its release schedule. Ghrelin works like an internal alarm clock. It fires off hunger signals at the times you usually eat. After 2 solid weeks of skipping dinner, that alarm clock simply gets reprogrammed. It stops ringing at 6 p.m. At the same time, your insulin sensitivity starts improving dramatically. Let me explain what that means with an analogy. Insulin is the Amazon delivery driver. Glucose is the package. Your cells are the front door. High insulin sensitivity means the driver knocks once and the door opens immediately. Package delivered. Job done. Low insulin sensitivity, what doctors call insulin resistance, means the driver knocks again, rings the bell, and the door takes forever to open. The package, your blood sugar, sits out on the porch way too long. Your pancreas has to send more and more drivers to get the job done. Over time, this leads straight to type 2 diabetes. A landmark study published in the New England Journal of Medicine showed that intermittent fasting can significantly improve insulin sensitivity within just a few weeks, lowering fasting blood glucose and reversing markers of metabolic syndrome. Your metabolism is quietly upgrading itself. Days 22 through 30, the home stretch. During this final phase, many people start reporting noticeably better sleep, and there's a clean physiological reason for it. It comes down to your core body temperature. Normally, after dinner, your digestive system goes into overdrive. Blood rushes to your gut. Your core temperature rises slightly. But quality sleep requires your core temperature to drop in the hours before bed. When you skip dinner, your digestive system gets a full night off. Your core temperature falls more smoothly. You enter deep sleep faster, and you stay there longer. Meanwhile, your overnight repair crew gets supercharged. Growth hormone, sometimes called the body's master repairman, surges during fasted states. NIH research shows that within 24 hours of fasting, growth hormone secretion can double, sometimes more. Growth hormone repairs muscle damage, drives cellular regeneration, and maintains bone density. This is exactly why skipping dinner does not automatically make you lose muscle. In fact, the opposite tends to be true. As long as your daytime protein intake is solid, the surge in growth hormone actively protects your muscle tissue while you sleep. Now, let's tackle the 3 biggest myths about skipping dinner head on. Myth number 1. Skipping meals slows your metabolism and makes you gain weight back. This comes from a misunderstanding of what scientists call starvation mode. Yes, that's a real thing, but it kicks in under extreme caloric restriction. We're talking 500 to 800 calories a day for weeks on end. Skipping dinner is not extreme restriction. You're simply compressing your eating into a tighter window during the day. Total calorie reduction is moderate. Research actually shows that short-term fasting slightly raises your metabolic rate because of that norepinephrine boost we talked about earlier. Myth number 2. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day, so even if you skip dinner, you must eat breakfast. This idea is more controversial than you'd think. The whole "breakfast is most important" mantra was largely a marketing campaign cooked up by cereal companies in the early 1900s, particularly Kellogg's. Modern nutrition science says something very different. For healthy adults, when you eat matters less than the quality of what you eat. The real question is whether your eating window aligns with your circadian rhythm. And human biology is wired for daytime activity, nighttime repair. From that angle, cutting evening meals actually fits your biological clock better than cutting breakfast. Myth number 3. Skipping dinner leaves you starving at bedtime and ruins your sleep. This worry is real, but only for the first 2 weeks. As ghrelin recalibrates, nighttime hunger fades dramatically for most people. And sleep quality in a fasted state is, for most people, noticeably better. The catch is this: your daytime eating has to be substantial. You can't run a serious caloric deficit and expect this to work. Now, I have to be very clear about something. Skipping dinner is not for everyone. If you're a teenager, your body is still growing, and any fasting protocol needs to happen under a doctor's supervision. If you have diabetes, especially if you take insulin or oral medications, fasting directly impacts your blood sugar management and must be medically supervised, or you risk dangerous hypoglycemia. If you have any history of eating disorders, including anorexia or bulimia, please stay far away from any fasting protocol. It can become a trigger. If you're pregnant or breastfeeding, your body is feeding 2 people. Fasting is absolutely not for you. If you're a competitive athlete, your training and recovery require precise nutrient timing, and skipping meals can wreck both performance and muscle recovery. There's one more risk I need to flag specifically. Some women experience menstrual irregularities after extended intermittent fasting. The female hypothalamic pituitary ovarian axis is highly sensitive to changes in energy intake. If you start noticing changes in your cycle, stop immediately and talk to your doctor. Science never gives you a one-size-fits-all answer. Let's pull the whole 30-day journey together. Week 1. Your body is in shock and adapting. Glycogen stores empty out. Fat-burning mode activates. Hunger appears, then naturally fades. Week 2. Ketone production stabilizes. Autophagy kicks in. Your brain experiences a new kind of mental clarity. The scale starts moving consistently. Week 3. Your hunger hormones recalibrate. Cravings drop sharply. Insulin sensitivity improves dramatically. Your entire metabolism upgrades. Week 4. Sleep quality improves. Growth hormone surges. Your body's repair efficiency hits a new high. Every system runs smoother on the new rhythm. In 30 days, your body did not break down. It adapted. It cleaned itself. It upgraded. And this is the deepest survival wisdom evolution ever gave us. Think about it. In the long arc of human history, 3 regular meals a day is a recent invention, only a few hundred years old. For hundreds of thousands of years before that, our ancestors lived through endless cycles of feast and famine. And inside those cycles, our bodies evolved an exquisitely precise metabolic switching system. Store energy when food is plentiful, burn fat efficiently when food is scarce, activate repair, stay sharp. Skipping dinner is essentially flipping the switch on that ancient, finely tuned system. It isn't punishing your body. It's giving your body a chance to breathe, to clean house, to reboot. But I want to say this one more time. There is no single right answer when it comes to health. Skipping dinner is just one strategy among many. It works powerfully for some people. It doesn't suit others. The most important thing, always, is to listen to the signals your own body is sending you. Use the science as a guide, but find the balance that fits your individual life. Your body is the most loyal partner you'll ever have. Treat it with science. Treat it with patience. Treat it with respect. All right, that's it for today. If this video gave you a new way of seeing your own body, if you think this kind of science deserves to reach more people, hit that like button. It genuinely matters more than you know. And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit subscribe now. Every week, we bring you the sharpest, most honest, most practical health science on YouTube. Are you trying intermittent fasting right now? What challenges have you hit? What surprises have you discovered? Drop it in the comments. I'll be reading. I'll see you down there.